Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class we were talking about that of the acids, and we have seen that what are the physical properties as well as the chemical properties of acid. We have also understood that how acids react with the different reactant, including that of a bases, with the oxide, with the metal carbonate, with the metal hydrogen carbonate, and the kind of a product formed by it. Also, we have understood that what are the different uses of the acid. Now today we will going to start with that of the bases. So let us start with the bases and try to understand the properties of the bases. Before we go further, we must know that what is a base. So if we talk about the base, I told you that if any of the, according to Arrhenius definition, if any substance dissolved in a water get dissociated and produces hydroxide ion, that we call as a base. More will be the hydroxide ion, more will be the basic of the solution. Okay, so bases are the substance bases as a substance which dissociates in water, to give hydroxide ion. So bases, these are the substances which dissociate in water, and when it dissociated, it produces the hydroxide ion. Okay, for example, we can take here sodium hydroxide. The sodium hydroxide in an aqueous solution, it will get dissociated into Na positive and OH negative. Na positive and OH negatives. So OH negative, that is, it is a base. Bases, they are generally soluble in the water, and they are known as, the bases which are soluble in water are called as alkali. Okay, a base is what? Which when soluble in water, it produces, if it is soluble in the water, we will call it as an alkali. Okay, example of these alkalis are potassium hydroxide, or sodium hydroxide, or calcium hydroxide, etc. These all are what? These, when dissolved in the water, it easily get dissociated into hydroxide ion. It means these can easily dissolve in the water. Such kind of bases are called as an alkali, students. Okay. Now see, we can say here that all the alkali are the bases, but all the bases are not alkali. All the alkali are bases, but all the bases are not alkali. It means that alkali are what? These are actually the bases which get easily dissolved in the water. But there are bases which do not get easily dissolved in the water, so they are not said to be an alkali. That's why it is said that alkali are what these are bases, but the bases, all the bases, they are not alkali. Now, the bases also classified into two types, students. The one is the strong base and the another one is the weak base. So, let us see what is the strong base and what is the weak base. So, these has been classified into strong and weak bases. Okay. If we talk about the strong base, then the base, which one we called as a strong base? The strong base is that in which it will get completely dissolved in the water and dissociated to produce the hydroxide ion that we call as a strong base. And weak base, which dissociated partially to give the hydroxide ion, that is a weak base. So, the base which dissociates completely to give high concentration of hydroxide ions in aqueous medium is known as strong base. That is called as a strong base. Okay, example is potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. These all are what? These all are the strong base. It means when dissolved in the water, it will completely dissociate it to produces the good amount of a hydroxide ion. So if more amount of a hydroxide ion will be released, then that will be a strong base only. Now the next one is the weak base. So in case of a weak base, here the base, it will partially dissociate to produces the low concentration of a hydroxide ion. Now see here, weak base. The bases which dissociate partially to give less concentration of hydroxide ion in aqueous medium is known as weak base. And the example is calcium hydroxide or magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so strong base is what? Which when dissolved in water dissociate a large amount of hydroxide ion, and weak base is what which dissociate to give very less concentration of a hydroxide ion. So this is the difference between that of the strong base and that of the weak base, students. Okay. Now, if we talk about by all these, even though this is a strong and the weak base, the one thing which is common in all of them, that when any of these, either the strong or the weak base, sorry, it will dissolve in the water, it will dissociate to produce the hydroxide ion. Okay, whether it will be in a more amount, it will be in a less amount, that is other thing. But everyone will going to produce the hydroxide ion when dissolved in the water. Now, let us try to understand that what are the different properties of the bases, including the physical properties as well as the chemical properties. So, let us start with that of the physical properties of the bases. So, physical properties. Physical properties of the bases. So, physical properties of the base, the first one is bases are what? They are bitter in taste. We have seen in case of an acids, acids are sour in taste, but bases are bitter in taste. They are bitter in taste. Second one, when you touch it, it will give a soapy feeling. It means they are soapy in touch. What about the litmus one? So, generally, it turns the red litmus paper to blue. If we will take in the red litmus solution or a red litmus paper, and when we dip it into the dip it in the base, it will changes to blue color, which proves that it is a basic in nature. Okay, and if you take a litmus solution and we add base to it, again it will turns its color to blue. So, turns red litmus to blue. Then again, since it is releasing the hydroxide ion, so being an electrolyte, that will again help in producing the giving path to the electric current to flow through it. Okay, so we can say that it help in conducting electricity. So being an electrolyte, ionize in water, electrolyte ionize in water and conduct electricity in an aqueous medium. Okay. Okay, so bases, they are generally electrolyte. We have seen in case of an acid also, the acid also act as an electrolyte which help in which ionizes in water, and ultimately they help in the conduction of it, electricity through it. Similarly, in case of the bases also, they also act as an electrolyte and they also ionizes in water and help in conducting electricity through its medium. Like Now, what about if we see the acids? Acids are generally corrosive in nature. What about the bases, students? So strong bases are what? They are corrosive in nature. Like if we will take sodium hydroxide in our skin, so our skin can burn with that. So we can say that the strong bases, we do not handle it again with your bare hand, because that is what? That is also corrosive. So strong bases like NaOH is corrosive in nature. Okay, these can cause severe burns to skin. Okay, so strong bases are there. Strong bases, they are generally corrosive in nature and can cause severe burn to skin. Okay, these are what, student? These are some of the physical properties of the bases, in which it is bitter in taste, it is soapy in touch, litmus solution or litmus paper, it will turn to blue, electrolyte, that's why it's a good conductor to help in the conduction of electricity. Then corrosive in nature, that can cause the severe burn. Now let us move on and see what happened when the bases react with the acid, what happened when the bases react with the metal or with the metal oxide. So, chemical properties. Chemical properties of the bases. The first one is the reaction with the metals. Reaction with the metals. So, bases, they generally react with the metal again to form the salt, and hydrogen gas is released. In case of an acid also, the acid react with the metal to form salt, and that of the hydrogen gas is released along with it. So bases reacting with the metal form salt, and hydrogen gas is released. H2 is released along with it. So bases react with the metals here. We can take an example like what happened if the sodium hydroxide is a base when it reacts with the zinc. So it will form sodium zincate and hydrogen gas is released. So the formula will be Na2ZnO2 plus H2 is released along with sodium zincate. Sodium, here it is 2, now it is also 2, oxygen is 2, oxygen is also 2, hydrogen is 2, hydrogen is 2, and zinc. Yes, now it is balanced. So what happened? Similarly, if we talk about the aluminium, students, that we have studied in metal and non-metal, there also when the this base react with that of the metal, when the metal react with that of the base like aluminium, then there is a formation of a sodium aluminate. So we can say here that when the base react with the metal, then there is a formation of the hydrogen. It means hydrogen gas will be evolved along with it. Moving on, and let us see the next reaction. So here, reaction with that of the acids. What happened when the acids react with the bases? So acid and bases, we know that when they react together, then there is a formation of a salt and water is released. So bases on reacting with the acids, then there is a formation of a salt plus water is also released along with it. Like if we talk about the sodium hydroxide, when react with that of the hydrochloric acid, yes, there is a formation of a sodium chloride and water is released. If we take here the calcium hydroxide, so calcium chloride will be formed. If we take the magnesium hydroxide, magnesium chloride will be formed here. In place of a hydrochloric acid, you can take the sulfuric acid also. There also the sulfuric acid will react with the sodium hydroxide, then sodium sulfate is formed. If if we will take here the calcium with that of the sulfuric acid, then there is a formation of a calcium sulfate. If we take the magnesium hydroxide and sulfuric acid, it will form the magnesium sulfate. Similarly, if we take about the nitrate, we know that the reaction, yes, it will take very less amount of nitric acid. Even the nitric acid when react with the sodium hydroxide, then there is a formation of a sodium nitrate, NaNO3. Okay, if we take here nitric acid and made it to react with that of the calcium hydroxide, then there is a formation of a calcium nitrate. So ultimately, all of them are what? That is a salt only, and this formation of the salt occur when the acid it react with the bases, and then yes, the formation of the salt and water occur. Now, what happened when the reaction of the bases occur with the non-metal oxide? Reaction with the non-metal oxide. So base plus non-metal oxide then there is a formation of again salt plus water. Non-metal oxide, salt plus water. Now calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. Then there is a formation of a carbon dioxide, which is a non-metal oxide. Carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide on reacting with the calcium hydroxide, there is a formation of a CaCO3, calcium carbonate, limestone plus H2O. This we know that this process is what? Calcium hydroxide, it is used for the whitewashing purpose. So when it comes in a contact with the carbon dioxide, it will get converted into the calcium carbonate, okay, which is a limestone. Now let us see whether this reaction is balanced or not. So this is a one calcium, here also a calcium, so it is balanced. Then carbon, one carbon in both of the places, it is also balanced. Oxygen, here it is 4 and here oxygen is 2 and 2, that is also 4. Hydrogen is 2 here, hydrogen is 2. So this reaction is a balanced reaction. So when the base react with the non-metal oxide, then there is a formation of the salt plus water. Okay, so these are these are some of the physical properties as well as some of the chemical properties of the bases. If we look into the uses of the base, so there are a lot of different bases which is used for different purpose. Uses. The first one is the sodium hydroxide, NaOH. NaOH is a very strong base and it is used in the manufacture of soap. Even it is also used in the manufacture of the synthetic fiber, as well as it is also used in the paper industry. So used in making rayon. Rayon is what? Rayon is a synthetic fiber. Okay. So synthetic fiber, rayon, as well as it is used for making soap. Second one is, that is potassium hydroxide, which is represented by KOH. It is used in making the fertilizers, as there is a need of a potassium. It is also used for making soft soap, okay, and liquid soap, as well as it is also used as an alkaline in the batteries in order to conduct electricity. Next one is the calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide used in the bleaching powder. It is also used in manufacture of in that of the whitewashing wall. I told you that when the carbon dioxide react with it, then there is a formation of a calcium carbonate. So calcium hydroxide is used for the whitewashing purpose. So these are what, students, these are the uses of the bases.